Ever since he started playing, he was a superstar.
Faker may be in trouble here. Deathmark tries to clean it up for Ryu. Oh, look at the cleanse, look at the moves. Faker, what was that?
Faker often gets compared to players like Michael Jordan, for example, who just stayed good for what felt like forever.
They are the undisputed best team in the world. The SKT reign continues. They win their third world championship.
The SKT dynasty is over. All hail the new kings, Samsung Galaxy.
But for the man himself, he hasn't tasted that sort of defeat in the better part of 3 years.
The greatest team in the history of League of Legends, taken down by the greatest team Europe has ever produced.
It's been 5 years since Faker has won a World Championship, since T1 has won a World Championship. It has been a while, and they are trying to reclaim that ultimate title.
He graciously transitioned from the superstar of the team to enabling all of these, young carries and young talent.
Showmaker still alive, Khan still alive, Faker trying to finish the job, Showmaker running for his life, he's juking, he's diving, he's finding a way out, but Gobayushi comes in with the bullet to find the kill. T1 on the knife's edge, Khan still standing, so much lifesteal, but it will not be enough. T1 take the fight.
Honor and Faker standing strong. It's a bloodbath at the Dragon. T1 coming out on top.
Hey folks, before we get into the video, I just want to remind you to please hit the sub button and turn on notifications if you haven't done it yet, because it really does help. Okay, so Faker is unquestionably the best League player of all time.
There have been players that have made amazing plays. It's the consistency that Faker made them, and over so many years. That's the thing that makes Faker so ludicrous. And I think why Faker often gets compared to players like Michael Jordan, for example, who just stayed good for what felt like forever. And I think Faker has done that, and he's still not finished. That's the thing that's absolutely terrifying.
He's a 3-time world champion with 9 domestic titles. His name is synonymous with League, both in South Korea and around the world. And most importantly, Faker remained dominant for years. No matter how many other talented players burst onto the scene, Faker was always a threat.
The key thing about Faker wasn't that he was really good for 1 year, because we have a ton of those players. You could argue that the Shy in 2018 was like the greatest player to ever play the game. But Faker just kept doing it.
And yet, despite looking unstoppable year after year, the wins started to slow down for Faker. The last time he won Worlds was all the way back in 2016. And that 4th World Trophy has eluded Faker for years.
Looks like Gen G, on the backs of a 27-minute game, are going to be making it to the Friday matchup up against Griffin. It was close here in 5 games, but Gen G, they're able to pull it out.
And everyone at the Next Sun Arena and you in the chat were there when the dream died for SK Telecom T1. The run that saw them hit 3 consecutive World Finals, win 2 out of 3, 2015, 2016, before falling to then Samsung Galaxy, now Gen G, does end today.
In his prime, Faker undoubtedly could hard carry his team anytime he needed to. But not even a god-tier player can keep winning forever.
Ever since he started playing, he was a superstar. And having to carry that for this amount of time without it breaking your back is absurd.
While Faker remained the one unchanging constant in T1, the org kept shuffling players around him, hoping to find the roster that could once again give him the backup he needed. And in 2019, they put together a juggernaut.
The 2019 Super Team was when you introduced players like Teddy and Mata, really started to shake things up a little bit. Clit as well was, really exciting when he first joined SKT. I don't think things necessarily worked synergy-wise, but as far as the raw mechanical talent, whew, out of control levels of power.
Unfortunately, at that year's Worlds, this discombobulated squad of amazing individual performers didn't stand a chance against a notoriously tight-knit G2.
This is his hero moment. If he wants to turn this fight in favor of team, this could be the game-defining moment. Faker is gone. Teddy's next on the list. There's no way he can duel Yasuo. Amada's coming in, but he's just walking into the meat grinder of perks. Khan, can he do it? They've done enough. They've done it. G2. Khan, can he get it done? He can't. The Vladimir. They can't do it. This is it. The greatest team in the history of League of Legends, taken down by the greatest team Europe has ever produced.
That devastating loss at Worlds 2019 left T1 without a lot of options. The superstar roster broke up, and with only Faker left, the team decided to try something a little different. 2020 was a rebuilding year. T1 surrounded Faker with a bunch of rookies from their academy roster, in the hopes that his wisdom and experience would help them develop on stage.
네, 지금 이제 16번째 시즌이라고 들었는데 새로운 시즌이 시작한다고 하니까 또 첫 시즌처럼 떨리기도 하고 이번에 또 새로운 팀원들과 함께 새로 하는 거잖아요. 그래서 많이 기대가 됩니다.
Despite all of Faker's excitement about his young teammates, 2020 turned out to be a bit of a wash for T1. They won the spring playoffs, but then faltered in summer and missed Worlds. So once again, it was time to shuffle the roster. And this time, it really seemed like Faker's time at the top was basically done. People weren't exactly expecting much from T1 by the time 2021 started. After all the roster shuffling, some began to wonder if maybe Faker was actually the problem. It wasn't that he was bad, but maybe he just couldn't bring in the wins like he used to. Some people even went as far as to call him washed, and it began to look like maybe the GOAT was finally past his prime, with young talent nipping at his heels.
Showmaker is a better mid laner at the moment. Scout is a better mid laner at the moment. Like there are, a lot of players that are individually better than Faker, but no one comes close to the career that this man has.
Even Faker himself felt like he wasn't performing as well as he should have been, and chose to spend a few weeks on T1's bench at the start of the season. But Faker didn't stay idle for long. He returned to the main lineup to help the team secure a 4th place finish at the spring finals. And while 4th place obviously wasn't where they wanted to be, it allowed them to find the weaknesses in their playstyle and work on them going into the summer.
약간 서버 때 이기려는 빌드업이요. 그런 거네. 그런 거네.
빌드업하고 서버에
towards the backline. Another equalizer. This one not as fantastic as Paranoia gets towards the backline. Faker has to ult out as Canna has just ripped apart the front line, and Teddy's there for the tidy up. It's a double kill for Canna, and the Acapian surprise. Ghost arrow. Okay, trying to get on in there, but here comes Faker, and look at that Emperor's Divide. He gets 3, and this is the team fight T1 we're looking for. This is what we have been talking about, as the damage is not enough to take out Showmaker. Somehow he gets out of there as the Gwen is going insane. I'm not sure, Domlin, you want to take this fight.
Over the course of the season, Faker started taking more and more of a mentorship role in T1.
He graciously transitioned from the superstar of the team to enabling all of these, young carries and young talent.
Slowly but surely, T1's roster of hungry young players improved. Faker was leading them to glory game after game. And while they ended up placing second in the summer playoffs, there was hope.
Willer with that one, and the Aphelios is going to just steal away the Drake. They are going to get a nice amount of damage on the Carrier here, as there is the AoE coming out from Gumayusi. He's just standing his ground and being a turret in his own right. He's able to take down Willer. You can see that Faker is kind of just corralling them all into the river here. He's totally fine. He's Cassidon with Everfrost. Nobody's ever going to be able to lock him down. As he will chase down Morgan. Going to be good to zone him in depth. He doesn't have his flash, and there's no res available. And just like that, Asir is the most dangerous champion on the Rift. As nobody can approach him now, they zone him away. Chovy, no flash for him either. And he will try to get some damage in, but it will not be quite enough as the flash is coming in and Owner is just taking names here. As down will go the Zillion. That's a Baron. A huge fight win for T1. This gigantic Viego is on the chase. He's looking for more. We got Mr. 200 Years on the opposite side. Gumayusi trying to make it go, but Vista gets it going, and Faker is trying to 1v4 now, and he will be able to. He's creating the front line for Gumayusi on the Aphelios, and he's going to keep this fight alive.
Led by Faker, T1 finished first at the LCK Regional Finals, qualifying for Worlds as the 3rd seed from Korea. And they had a lot to prove on League's biggest stage. They'd have to face international superstars, square off against domestic rivals, and show the world that Faker wasn't just a great player. He was also a great teacher. And when Worlds kicked off, T1 finally unleashed all of its fearsome potential.
It's desperation plays non-stop when the chances just keep slipping and slipping away from your hands. T1 with a statement game for their first great game of World 2021.
And now the Nexus is open, the Nexus will drop, and T1 in under 30 minutes take down their primary competition.
T1 will 3-0 Harmon Life Esports. They wanted to do this in the World's Gauntlet. Thankfully, they got a second try, and damn, second time was the charm.
T1 blew through the group stage and the quarterfinals, and entered the semis to face their biggest challenge yet. Their next opponent was Damwon, the defending champions, the team that snatched the summer trophy out of T1's grasp just a couple of months earlier, the team that supplanted T1 as League's current dynasty, the team that had yet to lose a single game at Worlds. Even though it was only the semifinals, many people saw this match as the real grand finals of the tournament, the ultimate clash of League's South Korean titans.
You know, T1 has so many titles to their name, but it's been 5 years since Faker has won a World Championship, since T1 has won a World Championship. It has been a while, and they are trying to reclaim that ultimate title.
Getting lower and lower, could all come down to a single lead. Faker, single smite. Faker over the wall, 16. Oh, Owner! It's massive. Faker off to the backside. Keep your eyes on that one. They find the reset. That's going to be one. Frozen Thralls now coming out. Down one. Kia getting routed in the river, but Canyon still standing strong for a moment. No. Double, triple for Gumayushi. Follow-up kill. A smite steal from Owner. The rookies on T1 are making their mark at World. Showmaker wants to make a play, but not today. Sit down, Showmaker. This is T1's time. Carrier now stepping forward, looking for the double bomb. Carrier locked up. Where's the ultimate going to go? But for now, Gumayushi untouched. Owner immediately into the back line, buying as much time as possible, but it's 2 quick kills for T1. And here come the curtain call. It's like a rinse and repeat of game 2. But in the backside, Showmaker finds one. Tries to find the snare, tries to find the block, but Faker turning it back. Faker finding 1 kill. Gonna look for a little bit more. That's a 3-item rise. Ghost running for the hill, and T1 with confidence taking the fight. T1, they fought well to bring us to match point, but they'll get knocked down in game 4. T1 holding on for as long as they can, but they know this one is over. Damwon Kia pushing in, breaking the brace. Showmaker, legendary, a triple kill to finish, and Damwon Kia will bring us to game 5.
T1 handed the tournament favorites their first losses at Worlds, but the fight wasn't over yet.
Kana now stepping forward, 3K getting lower. Kana going all the way and trying to lock up the nuke, but who's going to get it? No! In the end, it is Canyon. When it matters most, he will find the smite, but Gumayushi standing strong on the backside. It does not matter. In the face of the Elder, Damwon Kia will wipe T1 off the map.
They're going to TP top as well. They have the Elder Dragon, they have a wave, they have everything they need to go to the World Finals.
And damn old legends and old legacies. Goodbye, Faker. Goodbye, T1. Hello, Damwon and Showmaker. They will defend their title in the finals and look to go back to back.
T1 may have lost the deciding battle, but even making it as far as they did was a testament to the quality of the team's players and to Faker's ability to steer them in the right direction. He may not be quite the unkillable mid-lane god he once was, but Faker reinvented himself and found a new groove by using his experience to enable the next generation of League's greats.
Everyone is just under this incredible leader that is Faker, and the fact that it makes sense on paper, right? But not everyone's built to be a leader. This guy was built to play League of Legends, and it didn't seem like he was going to be the guy that was going to be capable of leading the team, but he absolutely was.
After yet another overhaul, T1 is ready to face the new season. And this time, they know exactly who should be leading the charge.
최고참이 되었다고 하니까 조금 어이가 없기도 하고, 한 가지 타이틀이 더 생기는 건데 더 도전하는 입장이 된 거니까 되게 재밌을 것 같아요. 오히려 이제 좀.
Beryl has spotted him out here as the tower is going to fall down. Great grand entrance is going to connect onto Pyosik, but he has the ult to keep himself alive. Faker now gets underneath the turret immediately, has to use the ult, but it does not matter. That's a triple kill. Might be time to revive the hashtag, the things Faker does.
Some people even went as far as to call him washed, and it began to look as if perhaps the GOAT was finally past his prime, with hot young talent breathing down his neck. Boy, that sounds a lot more erotically charged when I say it out loud, huh? It's a real steamy League of Legends fantasy.